Good morning. It's August 3rd and it's been a while since I've done a little video. I thought I would walk out here real quick and just do a little something. This is my planter box for the shelf on the sunroom. The bottom is all rotted out, and so Tom is replacing some wood in there so I can go ahead and get some fresh soil in and get it planted again. Anyway, I transplanted some strawberries here from Sandra. I'm hoping that they're kind of happy in this little edge bed. So that's something a little different. And boy, I've really been trying to clean some stuff up. I've been attacking a lot of the sweet woodruff and lemon balm. But over here, I was hoping to do some other things. I had some other things besides this little tiny peony I wanted to put in here, but the tree roots are pretty big and thick in here, so I couldn't. So I put some compost down here, and the compost will have all kinds of stuff that'll come up in it. And I also scattered a whole bunch of columbine seeds. And I'm hoping that they will take root in here, because if they do, they can grow around the roots. You just can't transplant good-sized plants in. And I moved some irises that were unhappy over here. Again, I took out the sweet woodruff. And I'm hoping that this will be a good nursery bed if they're not happy. But I don't want to lose the irises I still have. Anyway, things are doing really well. We had a really nice apricot harvest. They are all gone. They are Tom's favorite fruit, and so he really mowed them. We had a big bowl and a nice bucket, and the last of them went yesterday. So anyway, it's pretty sunny out here, so the images I think are going to be pretty washed out. But here's my wild native columbine that I planted, and it blooms later than all of the other ones, but it really puts on a show. Like I said, this kind of washed out here, but there's that, and I've got a lot of stuff to do out here to clean up, make room for some things, but that's not a project for today. Anyway, so I've cleaned up some bishop's weed out of here to give the mugo pine some room, and cut back the red twig dogwood, and I plan to keep it away from that because evergreens do not like stuff touching them. They have a tendency to die off where they're being touched, and I cut the barberry back this morning too to give the mugo pine some more room, and let it, because it is, after all, the senior kid over there. So anyway, so yeah, Tom and Opal are diligently working over here on my planter box. Hi, Opal. Hi, kid. And so a couple little things. Here's my ginger that finally sprouted, and it had a couple little eyes on it, so it's sprouted and it's doing okay. And Courtney sent down a couple of tomato plants. They need to get staked up again. Boy, I cannot believe how many I've gone through. All my tomato cages this year, and all of my big tall stakes for things. I've never had things so tall, my tomatoes. So I'll have to find something to stake them up better with. And the raspberries were all done. They got done last week. So we had raspberry roll-ups for all of July, and I froze enough to do like 2 or 3 batches of jam. But boy, those were good anyway. And when I took the canes down, I just clipped them all up, clipped everything up, and mulched it back down to feed the raspberry canes. But so I have to show you my tomato in this one, in this barrel, and it goes clear up there. It's using the filbert tree for a support. That just cracked me up when we discovered that anyway. And it's making little tomatoes along the way. This one's nice and tall too. This is my Jerusalem artichoke with its friends. You can sure tell they're in the sunflower family. They look like a sunflower. And the potatoes are doing their thing, but something is sure enjoying munching them, the greens. So I hope everything's okay under there. And here's my scallion that Courtney gave me. I put him in for a companion to the potatoes, and he seems pretty happy. And then the peach tree is pretty loaded with peaches. They're coming along. So it has a support to help it. We'll have to prune that later. And then this is the, I can't remember which one this is. It's like a San Jose plum. I can't remember if that's the right name or not. But those are coming along. And the glads are blooming. Lots of shifts. August is such a big shift. You know, the old Celtic, which of course that was Britain and Ireland and Scotland over there, and the first day of August was the first day of fall for them because things had changed so much by then. And in a lot of ways, up here in the mountains, it is for us too. But anyway, it is a big shift. The daylilies are all starting to fall and need to be cut back, and irises are starting to get tired and starting to sag and need trimmed back. And yet, the blackberries are starting to come on. So that's way cool. I go out in the secret garden and just mow on them. And the pears, the poor pear tree is just absolutely loaded. So it's got lots of supports to try to help it. And you have to be careful walking by, or you could just get TKO'd by it. But anyway, lots of stuff getting cleaned up, lots of stuff still going, lots of things to be harvested, and pending harvests. I think I'll cruise over here to the secret garden real fast and you can see the blackberries. Whoops! Honeycomb and his friends, all the little sparrows come in and hang out with him. Hi, Honeycomb. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Now you're in the frame. There's Honeycomb. Okay, so took Sweet Woodruff out of here as well and moved a couple things here that weren't happy where they were. Let's see. So, and changed some things around in here. Nancy gave me these really cool old, they're actually, I think they went to a gazebo, an old gazebo, but we turned them on end and used them for decorations for the fence. And then this one I'm going to use for support for my rows over here. I have to get the metal stakes in, but my poor rose, the snow just totaled it. It was really restrained and looked really unhappy, and I took the restraint down and it just flopped clear across the ground. So I cut it way back. But anyway, you can see there are a lot of blackberries here, and they are really getting ready. Delicious. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So there's a lot back here, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I made jam this winter from the ones I froze last summer, and so I don't know if I'm going to make jam or just make things to eat with them this year as they become ripe. Here is the one little tiny vine that on my pink grape that sprouted this year that's doing okay. The rest of it is really not okay, and I don't know what happened. None of the other grapes did this. They are all beautiful and happy, and they're older than this one. And so I'm gonna try to trim this one back, cut him back quite a bit, and see if that helps. But that's been really tough this year. This is my favorite grape, and it's just limping along. That new shoot came from pretty far down, so I'm hoping that doesn't mean that that's where the only healthy stalk is, but it could. Anyway, just a really quick little tour, and I don't like filming in this light because I feel like the sun really washes stuff out when I'm doing this, but you get an idea of where things are and how they're doing. Here's my lovage that's trying to be a tree. Anyway, things look happy. Oh, and a blackberry that went across the cherry tree and is far over here, so he's going to have to be rerouted. Anyway, I love you guys. Talk to you soon.